We live in such an amazing world where amazing events and stories have we got for you guys today. It's time to bring in Kady in the studio for Amazing World Ranking Show. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
How are you doing?
I was so shocked today when I saw it's the last week of November.
아, 그러니까요.
이제 연말까지 진짜 얼마 안 남았어요.
맞아요. 한 달밖에 안 남았는데 어떻게 연말 계획 있으신가요?
저는 이제 가족들 보러 가야 되는데.
언제 가요?
아마 12월 중순쯤? 얼마 안 남았어요.
보내고.
비행기표 빨리 예매해야 된다.
예매는 아직 안 했어요?
아직 안 했어요.
오 마이 갓. 더 비싸잖아요.
근데 사실 좋은 방법들이 있어요.
그래요?
그래서 그 방법들만 알면 좀 저렴하게 갈 수 있어요.
좋습니다. We're getting in a couple messages. 2666님, 오늘 남친 소개로 처음 듣는데 푸니탄 목소리 너무 예뻐요. 천사인 줄라고 하셨는데 이 목소리가 예쁜지는 잘 모르겠지만 약간 악마의 목소리인 것 같은데
약간 감기
기운이 있습니다. I don't have no idea what it is. It's not like anything. 그냥 목소리가 안 나와요. 기침만 하고. But it's the worst feeling. Husky 좋아하는
섹시한.
사람들도 있나 봐요. 그렇죠? 피디님께서도 그렇다고 합니다. 8624님. 오늘 바람이 어마어마하게 부네요. 퇴근길 무서울 정도. 건강 조심하세요. 라고 하시는데 그러니까요. When I came as well, fall leaves were falling off very quickly.
Yeah, it was crazy when I was on the way here. Just like
바람이
a
너무
couple minutes
세게
ago.
불고.
Wow.
Yeah. And of course, the 공기가 안 좋고 또 기온이 떨어지고. Winter is definitely on its way. Well, in any case, glad that you are here safe and sound.
I made it.
Yeah, you did. What have you got in store for us today?
So, today I want to talk about supernatural powers. 그래서 푸니타 혹시 하나의 초능력만 가질 수 있다면 어떤 것을 가지고 싶으세요?
지금 무한 회복이겠죠. Just don't want to be sick anymore.
That is
울버린을 생각하는데 진짜 of course for you yourself, but if you can give the gift of life to somebody else, how empowering is that? 만약에 저도 아픈 것도 회복할 수 있지만 그냥 터치하면 이 사람도 아픈 병 다 나을 수 있다면은
그거 진짜 좋을 것 같아요.
돈 많이 벌 수 있을 것 같아요.
그것도
결국에는 부자 될 수 있을 것 같아요.
맞아요.
What about you?
제 생각에는 일단 약간 영원히 약간 20대나 30대 모습으로 영원히 살 수 있었으면 좋겠어요.
Twilight.
Yeah, like a vampire.
But I mean 거기서도 외롭다는 그런 것도 있잖아요.
근데 사실 친구 만들 수 있잖아요.
Every 20 years.
Like yeah.
Every 20, and you see your friends die.
Okay, so this is like
your parents die.
This is the horrible part. But then again, I mean, you can do so many things. You can learn so many things. You can live so many lives. Like, how amazing would that be?
That would be true. I don't know but in the movies, you can see that they're sick of living too. I feel like to a certain point, I might be like, yeah, okay, I'm done.
Like, okay,
I've lived my
5,000
life.
years, I think that's enough.
It's enough. All right, well, let's get to it. It seems like that's our subject for today.
Right, 그래서 오늘의 주제는 바로 초능력을 가진 사람들 top 5입니다.
Okay, wow. I don't think people actually have superpowers.
Yeah, that's the thing. So there are people who, I mean, usually we only see these things in movies, right?
진짜 초능력?
But there are people who have incredible skills that you wouldn't like expect to be possible.
좋습니다. 그렇다면 들어가기 전에 오늘의 퀴즈.
네. 오늘 초능력을 가진 사람을 1위는 눈으로 보는 것 대신 이것을 통해 보는 사람이었는데요. 이것은 무엇일까요? 1번 냄새, 2번 열, 3번 바람, 4번 소리. 네, 이 중에 답이 있습니다.
Okay. I feel like I could guess this one.
Really?
Yeah. Quiz before we get into the show. The number one ranked person with superhuman powers is about someone who sees the world not through his or her eyes, but with this. Is it number 1, sense of smell? Number 2, heat. Number 3, wind. Or number 4, sound. Text us in 샵 1013으로 문자 보내주시길 바랍니다. Well, let's get to it. People with superhuman powers. 초능력을 가진 사람들 5위부터 시작해보시죠.
Wim Hof, who is also called the Iceman, holds 26 cold endurance world records, including a record for the longest ice bath, which lasted for almost 2 hours, the fastest barefoot half marathon on ice and snow, and climbing to an altitude of 7,400 meters on Mount Everest, wearing nothing but shorts and shoes.
Oh my gosh.
What enables him to do these insane stunts is his incredible ability to regulate his own body temperature through concentration and breathing techniques. Researchers are still not really sure how he does that, but many people have tried to copy his method. And this has unfortunately resulted in a few deaths.
Oh my goodness. 그래서 진짜 이런 걸 보고 집에 가서 따라하면 안 돼요.
맞아요, 안 돼요.
Oh my
이거
gosh.
원래 안 되는 건데.
그러니까 이 사람은 뭐 어떻게 해서 뭐 능력으로 볼 수도 있지만 약간의 운도 있지 않습니까? 타고난 뭐 체질도 있고.
맞아요. 그래서 그거 지금 연구하고 있는데 아직은 알 수 없어요.
Right. So this Iceman, so to say, 아이스맨이라고 불리는 빔 호프 님께서는 2시간 가까이 지속된 가장 긴 얼음 목욕 기록, 얼음과 눈 위에서 가장 빠른 맨발 하프 마라톤, 반바지와 신발만 신고 에베레스트 산 7,400m, 고도 등반 등 26개의 혹한기 세계 신기록을 보유하고 있습니다. 자, 이러한 놀라운 스턴트를 할 수 있는 것은 집중력과 호흡 기술을 통해서 자신의 체온을 조절하는 놀라운 능력 덕분이라고 하는데요. 자, 연구자들은 아직 그 방법을 완전히 이해하지 못했지만 많은 사람들이 이 방법을 따라하고 싶은 마음도 있었지만 안타깝게도 사망하는 경우가 있었다고 해요. That's very sad.
Yeah.
But I would also like to know this. 저는 추위를 너무 잘 타거든요.
저도요.
I like 가을부터 봄까지는 온도를 키울 수만 있다면 키고 싶어요.
제 생각에 한 20도 이하로 떨어지면
Yes.
추워요.
18도도 19도도 안 돼요.
싫어요.
무조건 20도 넘어야
맞아요.
쾌적한 온도라고 생각합니다.
맞아요.
This is true. This would be a fun, I guess, experiment to do. I don't know how focused you. 얼만큼 집중을 해야, 얼만큼 호흡을 해야 이렇게 바디 체온을 조절할 수 있을까요? It's interesting. So you're saying that this actually isn't the first person to do so.
Right. So there are a few other people, like some Tibetan monks, who are also able to raise their body temperature through meditation and concentration and breathing techniques. But it's still pretty unique. Like there are not a lot of people who can actually do this. And it's incredible because even when he sits in an ice bath, his body temperature stays the same.
Wow.
He doesn't get cold.
Oh, his body temperature doesn't
The body
change.
temperature actually doesn't change.
진짜로?
So it's not just his feeling of
It's not
not feeling
기분 탓?
cold, but he actually does not get cold.
와우. 그래서 어떤 티베트 승려들도 명상을 하면은 집중력을 통해서 호흡법을 통해서 체온을 높일 수도 있다고 하는데 이분께서는 또 실제로 그 몸 체온이라고 해야 되나요? 몸 기온이 올라가지도 않고 내려가지도 않다고 합니다.
맞아요. 떨어지지 않아요.
Wow. What caused him to do, like, who decides, like, you know what? I'm going to start doing this in the cold. 뭐 계기가 있을 것 같은데요.
네, 있었어요. So actually, it's a pretty sad story, but his wife was suffering from mental illnesses. And she committed suicide. And it was very hard for him to deal with that. He also had kids. And he felt so overwhelmed that he started to take ice baths Because that cold water was the only thing that kind of like stopped his mind from spinning. And it really helped him to like focus on the moment.
아, 그렇죠.
So it brought him back to the present.
그럴 수
And
있겠네요.
yeah, that's how it all started.
자, 이 윈 호프는 정신 질환을 앓던 아내가 결국은 자살을 한 후 얼음 목욕을 시작을 했대요. 이제 이런 차가운 물이 마음속에서 일어나는 모든 일을 멈추게 되고 그 순간에 집중하는 데 도움이 됐다고 해서 이렇게 시작을 했는데 This is a 초능력. 이게
Yeah,
초능력이에요,
it is.
진짜.
And the thing is, some people now try to copy his breathing techniques, or they also try to stay like in ice water for as long as they can. But even just the breathing can sometimes kill people because it's a very difficult technique. And sometimes they would pass out and just drown.
맞아요. 그럴 수도 있잖아요. 막 호흡해도 like 너무 숨을 빠르게 쉬어도 어질어질하게 되잖아요. 그러면 그만큼
맞아요.
쓰러질 수도 있고.
Yeah.
이거는 진짜 가볍게 생각하면 안 되겠네요. Because a lot of people do like ice baths and 그런 뭐 명상 같은
맞아요.
느낌으로 냉탕에 들어가잖아요. But even then, you know, doctors warn that you should go in slowly. You know, don't go above your heart.
Right.
All those types of, you know, things that you do need to be careful for. But I think this is a very special case.
Yeah.
이 계기가 굉장히 중요한 것 같아요. 그러니까 트라우마가 있어가지고
맞아요.
그것 때문에 버틸 수 있는 것도 있는 것 같아요.
Right. And 어떻게 보면 like he made something amazing out of something really terrible.
Yeah, certainly did.
Yeah.
피디님께서 사실 보면은 산타클로스처럼 생긴 사람이 어떻게 이런 고통을 할 수 있을까까지도 생각할 수 있는데요. Yeah, it's incredible. Number 5, 5위는 아이스맨에 대해서 알아봤습니다. 진짜 이거는 초능력이네요. Well, let's get to it. 4위는 과연 무엇일까요?
Neelakantha Banu Prakash is a 20-year-old man from India who has made a name for himself for being the fastest human calculator in the world.
와,
Even complicated math problems like what's 869,463,853 times 73 only take him a few seconds to solve. Actually, this one only took him 26 seconds.
Wow.
However, Banu was not born a math genius. When he was 5 years old, he was hit by a truck and fractured his skull. During his long recovery, he learned to play chess and solve puzzles and math problems to keep his brain engaged. He fell in love with the numbers, and the hours and hours of practice started to add up. Since then, he has won various competitions and now holds 4 world records for the fastest human calculations.
이야, 이것도 진짜 슈퍼파워이네요. How
믿을
incredible.
수 없어요.
믿을 수 없어요. 가장 빠른 인간 계산기라고 합니다. 이제 닐라칸타 비누 프라카시는 세계에서 가장 빠른 인간 계산기로 이름을 알린 인도 출신의 20세의 남성입니다. 20살밖에 안 됐어요. Okay, I don't know if I could say this in Korean. 869억 4 I don't want to say this. Oh my gosh. 800,609,463,853? 영어도 못하겠어요.
Right, it's already so hard to read
그러니까
it.
아니, 이런 어마무시한 그런 숫자와 같은 복잡한 수학 문제도 몇 초 만에, 20초 만에 볼 수 있다고 했어요. 하지만 이제 비누는 타고난 수학 천재는 아니었다고 합니다. 이제 5살 때 트럭 치어 두개골이 골절되는 사고를 당했고 이제 오랜 회복 기간 동안 체스를 배우고 퍼즐과 수학 문제를 풀며 두뇌 활동을 이어나갔습니다. 이제 그는 숫자와 사랑에 빠졌고 몇 시간이고 연습을 거듭했고 이제는 다양한 대회에서 우승했으며 가장 빠른 계산으로 4개의 세계 기록을 보유하고 있습니다. 20살밖에 안 됐는데 또 PD님께서는 생긴 게 40대이라고 하는데 너무 비주얼에 대해서 너무 판단을 할 것 같은데. Alright. An incredible story. 이것도 진짜 초능력인 게, you know, for these people, their 초능력 is not actually, you know, the things that they do, but what they did to get over the trauma and to heal and to recover.
Yeah.
그런 게 진짜 멘탈이 강한 거예요.
But I feel like maybe it is necessary to go through such like hard things
Maybe.
to actually develop the strength to become like a superhuman person like these people are.
그런가 봐요. You have to go into the Bat Cave to come out as Batman.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That is true.
All right, give me some more details here.
Okay, so as I said, he was not a math genius when he was younger. Like
Not
before
at
his
all.
accident, like
진짜 수학을 못했어요.
yeah, he was just not interested. So he only started this because he was recommended to do these exercises to keep his brain functioning
Sure.
after his injury. And he was bedridden for a whole year. So there was nothing he could do. He could not even go to school. So the only thing he could do was like to lay in bed and solve like puzzles and math problems. And so back then he practiced for like 6 to 7 hours a day
Wow.
because he had nothing else to do. But now he relies mostly on unstructured practice, which means that he just keeps thinking about numbers all the time.
이게 습관이 됐어요.
Yeah, he loves it. So, for example, he now counts, like when he talks to someone, he would count how often they blink. Or he would count, like he would add up the numbers of the taxis that drive by. Things like that.
중독됐네요.
Yeah.
숫자에 대한 중독.
Yeah, and he now loves to like do these things while doing something else. So like to train himself even more.
사고 후 이 비누는 1년 내내 침대에 누워 지냈기 때문에 뭐 어떻게 할 수가 없잖아요. 그래서 어렸을 때는 하루에 6시간, 7시간씩 계산 연습을 하곤 했다고 합니다. 지금은 주로 구조적이지 않은 방식에 의존하기 때문에 항상 숫자에 대해 계속 생각한다고 합니다. 예를 들어서 사람들이 말을 걸면서 눈을 몇 번 깜빡하는 것도 세우고 지나가는 모든 택시의 번호를 더한다고 합니다. 그냥 그게 재밌는 거예요, 이 사람한테는. Yeah, but then what a journey it was to get to this place. As you said, goes through so much trauma just to get to this part, you know. Tell us more about the accident.
So the thing is, so he was riding a scooter and he fell off and then the truck hit him. And so he ended up with a fractured skull. And he had this huge scar on his forehead and he hated it. So his parents actually had to remove all the mirrors around the house because he would like
Go insane.
freak out, whenever he would see himself. And but over time, math became his way of proving to himself and to others that he would not let this accident and this scar define him.
Yeah.
And so through like solving these insane math problems, he tried to show everyone what he was capable of, despite the accident.
Well, there you go. 이제 이 반우의 이마에 생긴 커다란 흉터가 있었는데 그게 너무 보기 싫어가지고 모든 거울을 치웠다고 합니다. 근데 뭐 시간이 지나면서 반우에게 이제 수학은 사고로 인해 자신을 정해지 않고 자신의 능력을 모두에게 보여줄 수 있다는 것을 자신과 다른 사람들에게 증명하는 방법이 되었다고 하는 게 남달라요, 이런 거는. There's lots of people who go through lots of traumatic incidents, but it's hard to get back up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do this. 멘탈적으로는 그냥 죽는 게 더 좋을, it's better to die and all that kind of stuff. But 강한 힘이 있네요.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. 4위는 가장 빠른 인간 계산기, the fastest human calculator에 대해서 알아봤습니다. Real quick, 3위는 뭘까요?
Jo Cameron did not know that she was different until she had a hip replacement surgery at the age of 65, and the doctors were baffled that she did not need any painkillers.
이야.
So subsequent tests revealed that Jo had a rare gene mutation, which meant that she could not feel any pain. There are only a few people in the world who have been diagnosed with this condition. And whenever Jo burns her hand on the stove, for example, she doesn't notice it until she smells the smell of burning flesh.
Oh no.
So this makes the condition a blessing and a curse at the same time. Jo says that it is nice to not feel pain or fear. However, other people with this condition often end up with severe injuries and mutilations.
Yeah, 그렇겠네요, 진짜. 아이고, 고통을 느끼지 않은 여성에 대한 내용인데요. 조 캐머런은 65세 고관절 치료술을 받을 때까지 자신이 다르다는 사실을 몰랐다고 합니다. 의사들은 조에게 진통제가 필요 없다는 사실을 당황했는데요. 이후 검사 결과를 통해서 조는 희귀한 유전자 돌연변이를 가지고 있어 통증을 느끼지 못하는 것을 밝혔습니다. 전 세계에서 이 질환을 진단받는 사람은 극소수에 불과하는데요. 이제 조는 스토브에 손을 데일 때마다 살이 타는 냄새를 맡기 전까지는 알아챌 수도 없어요. 그래서 이 질환이 약간 축복이긴 하지만 동시에 저주라고도 볼 수 있는데요. 이제 고통이나 두려움을 느끼지 않은 것이 좋다고 하지만 이 질환을 가진 다른 사람들은 종종 심각한 부상과 절단을 경험한다고 합니다.
Yeah.
I would say so as well. But she is fairly lucky.
She is.
Yeah, 그래도 운이 좋네요.
Yeah.
그래서 이 사람이 어떻게 됐나요?
So it's pretty incredible because you would think like, wouldn't she notice that she
그러니까.
is somehow different?
65세까지 몰랐다고 하는 게.
Yeah, but she just thought that she was just incredibly healthy. That was her explanation.
그냥
Just,
엄청나게 건강하다.
yeah,
건강하나 봐.
right. So, for example, she once went on a hiking trip. She went on vacations, and she fell. And she knocked one of her teeth out and had big bruises and scratches on her face and a black eye. But she just got back up. She was like, oh, I'm fine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
그러게도 등산을 하는데 넘어져가지고 이빨도 나가고
멍 엄청 들고 비나고.
그런데도 아무렇지 않게 그냥
괜찮네.
꼭대기 가야지.
가야지.
Wow.
Yeah. So with the hip replacement, it was the same. She didn't notice that anything was wrong until she really couldn't walk anymore. And then she was like, this is annoying. Can't really walk.
그럼 고통을 느끼지 않고 그냥
Yeah.
걷는 게 조금 힘들어가지고 갔더니
내 마음대로 잘 안 되네. 갔더니
좋겠다.
그냥 완전 there was like nothing left. They were like, we have to.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to get surgery.
I wonder if, does she get sick at all?
Well,
I wonder if that's different. Immunity and pain is different.
that is true. So I guess even when she gets sick, she wouldn't feel the pain of it.
Right. Like
It might be
몸살.
annoying, right? It might be annoying, or she would maybe like cough, but it would not be painful.
Yeah.
And that's also the reason why she doesn't really get anxious, because she has never felt pain. Ever.
와.
Yeah.
와. 그래서 현재 연구자들은 통증과 불안을 치료할 수 있는 새로운 방법을 찾기 위해서 이 질환을 연구하고 있는 거구나.
Right. So they think, okay, this might be like a
The
way.
answer.
Yeah, this might be the answer
Who
to cure
knows?
anxiety and chronic pain.
Yeah. But as we said, 축복인지 저주인지 잘 모르겠지만
Right.
3위는 고통을 느끼지 않은 여성에 대해서 알아봤습니다. The woman who does not feel pain. Stick around, more to come. The top 2 초능력, people with superpowers coming up. We'll leave you guys with a quick song. Here's Wonder Woman, Brown Eyed Girls. What an amazing world we live in. Here in the studio, we have the amazing Kady talking about the ranking show of 초능력, superhuman powers, I should say. Well, before we move on, let's get to our quiz once again.
오늘 초능력을 가진 사람들 1위는 눈으로 보는 것을 대신 이것을 통해 보는 사람이었는데요. 이것은 무엇일까요? 1번 냄새, 2번 열, 3번 바람, 4번 소리. 이 중에 답이 있습니다.
Let us know. The number one ranked person with superhuman powers is about someone who sees the world not with his or her eyes, but with this. Is it number 1, sense of smell? Number 2, heat. Number 3, wind. Number 4, sound. 샵 1013으로 문자 보내주시길 바랍니다. All right, doing a little bit of a recap. 5위는 The Iceman. 였죠. 반바지와 신발만 신고 에베레스트 산을 하이킹한 남자였고요. 4위는 The Fastest Human Calculator. 가장 빠른 인간 계산기 마누에 대해서 알아봤습니다. 또 3위는 고통을 느끼지 않은 여성 65세가 되니까 hip surgery, 치환수를 받을 때까지는 이런 사실은 몰랐다고 하는데 참 신기한 사람입니다. The woman who does not feel any pain. 그렇다면 2위는 과연 무엇일까요?
Rebecca Sherrock has a highly powerful memory. In fact, she remembers every moment of her life since she was 12 days old.
What?
She can recall every detail of every day, recite all Harry Potter books in their entirety, and relive every moment of her life. Her unique memory is caused by a rare condition called HSAM, which only around 60 people worldwide have been diagnosed with. While many think that having such a powerful memory must be a blessing, Rebecca sees her condition as a curse. She says that she constantly lives in the past and that her brain often gets flooded with traumatic, sad, or negative memories. For this reason, she usually needs distractions like light or sound in order to be able to sleep.
Yeah, hearing that she can remember everything 별로 그렇게 좋은 건 아닌 것 같기도 해요.
맞아요. 뭔가 좋으면서 안 좋기도
이것도 축복일 수도 있지만 I think 결론은 저주일 수 있을 것 같아요. 모든 것을 기억하는 여자인데요. 레베카 샤록은 매우 강력한 기억력을 가지고 있다고 합니다. 실제로 그녀는 생후 12일밖에 안 됐는데 12일 이후 모든 순간을 기억하다고 합니다. 이제 일상의 모든 세부 사항을 기억하고 해리포터 시리즈는 통째로 기억해서 이야기할 수 있으며 삶의 모든 순간을 되짚어서 생생하게 이야기할 수 있답니다. 이제 이 사람의 독특한 기억력은 전 세계적으로 60명만이 진단을 받은 희귀 질환으로 HSAM 으로 인해 발생한다고 합니다. 이제 많은 사람들은 이런 강력한 기억을 가진 것이 축복이라고 생각할 수 있지만 레베카는 자신의 상태를 저주라고 생각을 하는 거죠. 이제 끊임없는 과거에 살고 있으면 이제 뇌가 종종 충격적이거나 슬프거나 부정적인 기억을 넘쳐난다고 하니까 이런 이유로 이제 보통 잠을 잘 수 있도록 빛이나 소리와 같은 방해 요소를 필요하다고 합니다. 화이트 노이즈가 필요한 거죠. Yeah. 피디님께서 이불킥 할 일이 많겠어요. 와, 내가 왜? 근데 또 생각해보면 이틀 나흘 지나면 또 잊어버릴 수 있는데 레베카는 항상 기억을 하는 거잖아요. 어떡해. 살기가 너무 어려울 것 같은데. So what is the HSAM? 이게 뭘까요?
So it's different from having a photographic memory. So usually people with a photographic memory just, they see a picture in their head, right? But actually these people with HSAM, they can recall most days of their life in incredible detail. But for example, on simple memory tests, like, you get a couple of pictures you have to memorize or a couple of words, they usually don't perform any better than ordinary people.
아, 그래요?
Mhm.
몰랐어요.
Yeah.
그래서 HSAM은 사진같이 기억을 저장하는 기억력과는 또 다릅니다. 이제 HSAM을 가진 사람들은 대부분의 일상을 놀라울 정도로 자세하게 기억할 수는 있지만 간단한 기억력 테스트에서는 보통의 기억력을 가진 사람들보다 더 나은 성적을 내지 못하긴 합니다. 그래서 겉으로 보면은 별로 그렇게 특이한 거는 아닌 거죠.
Right. So they have an incredible memory, but it's like for certain things. It's
For
not
certain
like this short-term memory,
Right.
but like things that they experienced in their life.
그 체험, 경험에 따라서 이게 입력될 수도 있고 아니면 그냥 스쳐가는 걸 수도 있고.
Right. So, for example, if they want to memorize something like, let's say they have to study for a test, then they would have to focus on that.
아.
So it doesn't happen automatically. They have
그러면
to focus on
진짜
it.
축복이 아니네요. 아, 어떡해. She's got the worst parts of
But
having
if
all
you
the...
ask them, what did you eat on October 3rd, 1997, they could tell you.
좋은 기억이면은
Oh.
or 나쁜 기억이면은
No, everything.
everything.
They can tell you.
Oh.
They can be like, yeah, I had, I don't know, kimbap.
Wow.
But I only ate 3/4 of it.
역사를 공부를 해야 되겠네요. 그럼 이
Yeah, so they
사람은.
can also remember, for example, if there were like any like special like public events or anything happening on that day, they can remember that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I want to know what else comes with this. Because I feel like there must be other like symptoms or side effects, I would say.
Yeah, so one thing that's pretty common is that most people with HSAM also live with obsessive compulsive disorder.
그럴 것 같아요.
Yeah, and then in Rebecca's case, she also has been diagnosed with autism, and she has struggled with depression, anxiety, and insomnia.
Oh no.
Because, so usually, just like there's a reason why we feel pain, there's also a reason why we can forget things.
맞아요.
Because it makes life so much easier.
맞아요.
Like usually, 시간 지나가면 약간
sure.
고통도 좀 없어지고
Right.
약간 everything gets a
시간이
little...
치료이 되잖아요.
Yeah, right. But for her, that's not the case.
Yeah.
So whenever she thinks of something that happened to her that was painful or sad or traumatic, it's just as intense
Yes.
as it was back then.
Yeah, that's why they say not to think of those things, because you're reliving those moments.
Yeah.
Your body, your hormones, or emotions come back at it. And so I can't imagine being able to live with, just the traumas that the normal person has, a certain amount of traumas and negative things that happen in everyone's lives. But to relive those almost every night, how would you be able to sleep? 진짜로.
Right.
대부분의 HSAM, 이 환자와 마찬가지로 레베카도 이제 강박 장애를 앓고 있습니다. 게다가 또 자폐증 진단을 받고 있고 이제 우울증도 있고 불안감도 생기고 불면증으로 고생을 엄청 많이 하고 있습니다. 이 사람도 이제 냉탕으로 들어가야 되겠네요. Go meet Wilm Wof, what's his name?
Yeah.
윈 호프님을
윈
만나가지고
호프.
아이스맨을 만나서 이거 조금 치료를 하는 것도 괜찮을 것 같아요. 그렇지 않습니까?
나쁘지 않네요.
나쁘지 않아요. 이런 분들도 굉장히 트라우마가 있었잖아요.
Right.
아이스베스를 하면은 약간 집중을 하면서 도움이 될 수 있을 것 같은데.
True. Yeah, it is still unclear what causes this condition. So they try to do brain scans and stuff like that, but there seems to be nothing different.
아직까지는.
So there has to be some difference, but they can't figure out what it is.
명확한 원인이 없는 게 더 짜증나지 않나요?
그쵸.
If you're in this, if you're in this person's shoes, just tell me why.
Yeah.
거기서부터 치료할 수도 있지만, 이 why의 answer가 없어요. 답이 없으니까.
Right. So there's no way to heal this at all.
I can't imagine. Our hearts are with you, Rebecca. Hopefully you get good sleep just by listening to, I don't know, podcasts or... 진짜로, I hope this person does some ice bathing or something.
She should try.
Yeah,
she really
try
should.
it out. In any case, talking about 초능력을 가진 사람들에 대해서 알아봤습니다. 2위는 모든 것을 기억하는 여자, the woman who can remember everything. 대해서 알아봤습니다. Here's Maroon 5, Memories. Memories by Maroon 5. 초능력을 가진 사람들 여러 가지가 있네. 별의별 사람이 있네. 아이스맨, 뭐 계산기보다 훨씬 더 빠른 남자, 고통을 느끼지 않은 사람, 모든 것을 기억하는 여자. Alright, our quiz once again. 오늘의 퀴즈는 뭘까요?
오늘 초능력을 가진 사람들 1위는 눈으로 보는 것 대신 이것을 통해 보는 사람이었는데요. 이것은 무엇일까요? 1번 냄새, 2번 열, 3번 바람, 4번 소리.
함께 알아보시죠.
When Daniel Quiche was a child, he battled with retina cancer and had to have both of his eyes removed. However, he is able to ride his bike through traffic, go on camping trips, and live a completely independent life. This is because he is able to use echolocation, a technique used by dolphins, bats, and whales. By clicking his tongue and listening to how the sound bounces off the objects around him, he creates a clear picture of his surroundings in his mind. He can differentiate objects, materials, distances, sizes, and angles in astonishing detail. Daniel Quiche says that his mission is to not only teach blind kids echolocation, but to show them that there are no limits to what they can do.
Wow. Oh my, it's a new Helen Keller. That is incredible.
It is.
I would have guessed that it would have been 냄새. 냄새인 줄 알았어요. 근데 소리. 대단합니다. 앞을 볼 수 있게 된 시각 장애인에 대해서 알아보려고 하는데요. 다니엘 키시는 어렸을 때 망막암을 알아 두 눈을 모두 제거해야 했습니다. 하지만 이제 자전거를 타고 교통체증을 뚫고 캠핑 여행을 떠나고 완전히 독립적인 생활을 할 수 있답니다. 이 일은 이제 돌고래, 박쥐, 고리가 사용하는 기술인 메아리 기술 사용을 수 있기 때문인데요. 혀를 차고 주변 물체에서 소리가 어떻게 반사되는지 들음으로써 주변 환경을 머릿속에 다 선명하게 그림으로 그린다고 합니다. 이제 물체, 재료, 거리, 크기, 각도를 놀라울 정도로 세밀하게 구분할 수 있는데요. 다니엘 키시는 시각장애 아이들에게도 이제 메아리 기술을 가르치는 것뿐만 아니라 그들이 할 수 있는 일에는 한계가 없다는 것을 보여주는 것이 자신의 사명이라고 말합니다. What an impressive person
Yeah.
and what a heroic person too.
Yeah, amazing.
진짜 슈퍼히어로이네요.
Right.
Well, let's get to know his story more.
So, when he was a little child, he lost both of his eyes, and his parents, some parents would get very protective. They would be like, "Oh, don't
Right.
don't stay at home, don't do
Right,
anything."
right.
But he said that his parents, they wanted him to have a life. They wanted him to be able to enjoy life, to have all the experiences that he would have had if he hadn't,
Right.
lost his eyesight.
Uh-huh.
So they encouraged him to still go out, do stuff,
굉장히
play.
중요해요. Because I feel like lots of parents, even for my mom, she was like very sheltering. And I have no disabilities or anything, but just feels like if you were pushed to be adventurous, who knows?
Yeah.
How far you would have gone. I don't blame my mom, but I'm just saying it's very important to have like parents that really empower you
Yeah, for sure.
to move forward.
Yeah, and that's how he taught himself, basically, how to use echolocation.
와우. 오케이.
And so-
지금 영상을 보여주고 계신데 이거 혹시 보여줄 수 있나요? I don't know if we can use the sound at all either, but you're looking at the video of how this guy is able to live life and comparing it with others, who are blindfolded and seeing how hard it is. But he's snow trekking. He's 눈 가운데 등산도 하고 있고 obstacle course 자전거 타고 뭐 이런 obstacle course까지도 할 수 있다고 하는데요.
It's incredible. So he says these clicking sounds, they're like a flashlight for him. So every time he clicks, every time he goes like, he would listen.
Visualize.
Yeah, he listens to the sound that comes back, and it creates a picture in his brain.
진짜?
So actually, they tried to like scan his brain, and the visual cortex is activated.
Okay.
So
Without eyes.
Without eyes, through the sound. Wow. And so he really sees this picture of the room in his brain.
Incredible.
And yeah, he can. So just by walking around and clicking, he can figure out like everything.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
피디님께서 이게 진짜 초능력.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, but it comes at a price.
Yes.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
이제 이론적으로는 모든 사람이 메아리 방법을 배울 수 있다고 하지만 대부분의 사람들은 시각에 의존하기 때문에 이 기술을 발전하는 방법을 배우지 못하는 거죠.
Yeah, so the thing is actually, and this is pretty incredible, like every person has theoretically the ability to learn this.
Okay.
Like
it's within their power.
Yeah, it would be within their power to learn it, but most of us can't because we don't have enough practice. We don't focus on it.
Don't really need it
Yeah,
either.
we rely on our vision, right? But if you really train yourself to use
이 사람이 할 수 있으면 모든 사람이 할 수 있는 거라는 증거이잖아요.
맞아요.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also, like 연구에 따르면, there's a lot of studies that show that even with hearing, it's a bit different too.
Mm-hmm.
이제 메아리 기술을 사용하는 사람들은 뇌의 청각 부분뿐만 아니라 시각을 처리하는 부분도 사용해서 그려낸다고 하니까요. I mean, it's incredible how much your brain can do.
Yeah. How much it can do, how much it can adapt.
That's incredible.
It is.
Yeah. It restores hope into the human body. If you hear stories like this as well, and people going through so much, people survive such incredible things. 그럼으로써 perspective이 달라지는 거죠. 이게
Right.
지금 내가 고생하고 있는 이 일이 얼마나 작은 건지 이런 거에 비해서,
That's true. And he actually says that he would not want his vision back because he says that actually the vision he has now is even better.
Yeah.
Because most people can see what's in front of them, but he can see 360
어,
degrees.
그치.
Yeah. He can
What's
see through
behind him?
walls.
What?
Yeah.
How
That's how
incredible.
he describes it.
What a superpower indeed. 이렇게 해서 1번 top 1. The very top, the top 1? Is that how you say it?
Number one.
은 앞을 볼 수 있게 된 시각 장애인에 대해서 알아봤습니다. What an incredible story. The blind man who can see. 역시 덕분에 Kady님 너무 많은 것을 배웠고 너무 즐거운 시간을 보냈습니다. We'll have to see you again next week.
다음 주에 봬요.
We'll leave you guys with our last song. Here's 이승환 with Superhero. 여러분, 내일 봬요.